Every swipe, every purchase, every just one more video. This is not an accident. This is a system that corporations invest billions of dollars into to capture our attention. You are not lazy, you are not weak, you are not just procrastinating. Today we will find out exactly how corporations hack our brains. You know what the most dangerous thing is? We think the problem is us. That we have no willpower, that we are being lazy, that we are not focused, that there is something wrong with us. But the truth is different. We simply ended up in a system where teams, budgets, and technologies work against us. Technologies that understand our behavior better than we understand ourselves. We live in a world where billions of dollars are invested in just one goal: capture our attention, hold it as long as possible, and convert that attention into money by showing ads and selling useless products. And they don't do this through logic, they go deeper. Through our biology, through dopamine, not as pleasure, but as the anticipation of reward. Through triggers we don't even realize. Through instincts, and in this game, we are not playing on equal terms from the very start. This is a news feed, and this, doesn't it look familiar? There's almost no difference. There, you pull a lever. Here, you just move your finger. There, you don't know if you'll win. Here, you don't know if something interesting will come up. Sometimes boring, sometimes slightly engaging, sometimes wow. And it's exactly that keeps us inside. Because our brain is not looking for stability, it is looking for unpredictability. Every swipe is a micro-lottery with a dopamine spike. A small chance that something great is coming, something that will hook you, something that will trigger an emotion, and the brain doesn't remember the content. It remembers the feeling of anticipation, and it starts nudging. Just one more time, just one more video, just a little more. Have you noticed how fast time passes? We open it for just 5 minutes and lose a whole hour. This is not because you lost control. This is because control was taken from you. Because this system is built so that you cannot stop at the point of enough. We are not consuming content. Content is consuming us. Our time, our attention, our energy. Our attention is a currency that corporations convert into ad impressions, and ad impressions into money. The most dangerous thing about gambling is not losing. Losing sobers you up. It draws a line. The most dangerous thing is the near win, when you almost made it, when it feels like just a little more, and it will work out. And in that moment, the feeling arises that the system is starting to give in, that one more try, and everything will fall into place, that the result is right there. But this is exactly the trap, because almost creates an illusion of control, the illusion that it all depends on us, when in reality, it doesn't. And if we are honest with ourselves, how many times does the thought come? One more video, and there will definitely be something useful there. Just a little more scrolling, and I'll find decent content. Just a bit more, and that's it. But the stopping never comes, because what keeps us going is not the result. It's the anticipation of the result. It's the same mechanism, only instead of money we are giving away our time. And now it's 2 a.m., I'm lying in bed, phone in hand. And that familiar feeling of emptiness and anxiety. The brain cannot produce hormones indefinitely. Dopamine gives the impulse to keep moving, to push forward, to change your life. But all of its resources have already been spent on endless feed scrolling. And what follows is apathy, a lack of motivation, and not knowing what to do next. In marketing, there is an even deeper level where what is being sold is not a product. What is being sold is a version of ourselves. We are not buying a cream. We are buying the feeling that we can look different, feel different, live differently. Would you buy this? Or maybe this one, or this? The before and after ad works not because it shows a result. It shows a personal transformation, who we can become. And automatically, a thought arises. Between these two, there is just one decision. That is exactly why this mechanism works so powerfully in beauty, fitness, and the info business. Because it doesn't hit a need, it hits identity. If you need to sell something, don't sell features, sell the image of who your customer will become. In gray area niches, this is taken to the extreme, unrealistic transformations, aggressive promises, effectively, deception. But what matters is something else. The principle itself works everywhere, even in completely legal, clean marketing. Take sports nutrition, for example. Nobody sells powder there. What is sold is an image, a strong body, discipline, attractiveness, control over life, and a connection is formed. If he could do it, then it's possible. And once again, A bridge is created between who we are now and who we want to become. And the product is no longer the goal. It becomes a symbol of the transition. And at this point, it's important to understand, a purchase is not always about the thing. Very often, it is an attempt to buy a new version of yourself. There is another category where this works in a particularly cynical way. Healthy products, especially for children, on the packaging, vitamins, energy, development, care. But if you look at the ingredients, sugar, sugar, and sugar again. What happens next? A sharp spike in energy and insulin, then a sharp crash, and along with it, irritability, fatigue, unstable mood, and you get the feeling that this is just their personality, that the child is moody, that something is wrong with them, when really, it's biochemistry. It's the body's reaction to a product that was sold as healthy. Why? Sugar is one of the most powerful legal stimulants for dopamine production. After the sharp spike, the body demands to repeat the dose. The child becomes hooked on sugar. And now the child is already demanding those same cereal flakes for breakfast, while the corporation's revenue skyrockets. And here is the key point. What is being sold is not food. What is being sold is the feeling that you are doing something right, that this is the choice of a good parent. And this is where marketing works in a particularly subtle way, because it doesn't target logic. It targets love and care.
Hey, Mikey and Bobby and Susie, Life Cereal's got good news for you. A new Life cereal, Cinnamon Life.
I'm gonna try Cinnamon Life.
And here's what makes it worse. Over the last 30 years, sugar consumption in the US has grown by 30%. Not because people suddenly needed more energy, but because products were engineered that way. More sugar means stronger taste. Stronger taste means stronger habit. Stronger habit means repeat purchase. Sugar became one of the most effective marketing tools, not to nourish, but to sell more, again and again and again. And this is only part of the system. There are dozens more triggers that are activated every day. Scarcity. Only 2 spots left. Today only. Pressure is created, that if not now, it means never. Social proof. 1 million people have already bought it. Everyone is already using it. And a fear kicks in of being left on the outside. Personalization. Algorithms collect behavior, reactions, viewing time, and gradually they start showing exactly what will get a response. Sometimes it feels like the system guesses, but it doesn't guess. It calculates. All the algorithms have already been written. Every notification, every email is not information. It's a return back into the system. The battle for the user's attention never stops. There is one important thing to understand. The problem is not discipline. The problem is not character, and definitely not that you just need to pull yourself together. We live in an environment that was designed from the start to work against us, where attention is a resource, and there is a constant battle for it. Every second, every app, every brand, every platform, all competing for the same thing, for time, for focus, for energy. The modern system is a consumer society in which marketing acts as the main driving force, ensuring its smooth and uninterrupted functioning. And in this system, you cannot simply be stronger. Because this is not a question of strength, this is a question of how the environment is constructed. And as long as this is not understood, it feels like the problem is inside.
What do people usually get for breakfast here?
Number 21.
Okay. So people usually get this for breakfast.
Yeah, it's very popular.
980 calories.
Really?
Yeah. All right, McDonald's breakfast.
1,000 calorie plus breakfast an average American might eat on their way to work.